Hello and welcome to the start of another reading vlog. So first I just want to let you know what I am currently reading. If you saw my last reading vlog, this is no surprise that I am still reading The Girl Who Played with Fire by Stieg Larsson. This is the second book in the Millennium series or the trilogy, and it's the sequel to The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I am currently on page 419. And I'm really liking it. I feel like I have to sneeze, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm really liking this book a lot. It is, as I said, the sequel. I don't really want to get too much into the synopsis of this book because I've talked about it a lot on my channel so far. But if you don't know what this book is about, it is about, in short, a girl with a dragon tattoo. And if you have not read this book yet, and you know who I'm talking to, if you've not read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, you need to get on that. It's an amazing series. I'm really liking it. It's crime fiction, so if you like that, if you like page turners, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a thriller, but it kind of is because you always want to know what's gonna happen next. I realized something today which I thought was really interesting. I just read the back of the book for the first time, and when I read it, I was like, that totally spoils the book. I mean, the part that happens on the back of the book doesn't happen until 250 pages in. There's this big event that happens, which it says. So if you get this book, do not read the back because otherwise you won't be surprised. I was really shocked that they would put that on there because when the event happened in the book, I was really shocked. I was like, oh my God, but I would have been totally spoiled if I had read this first. And so basically, I'm at the part where the big thing happens, which I'm obviously not going to say what that is, and then they're doing all this investigation, which I almost feel like is lasting a little bit too long, and I want them to get to the point, but I'm just going to have to wait and see what happens. But really enjoying this, and I'm hoping to get it done. It's 724 pages long. And as I said, I'm on page 419. So I still have a ways to go, but I've been reading it really fast. And my goal is to get this done sometime this week. So I'm also listening to So You Want to Talk About Race by Ijeoma Oluo, which I am really enjoying. I just got up to 45% of the way through today, so I'm about halfway done. I'm really liking this audiobook a lot. I think it's a really great audiobook experience if you're looking to educate yourself on racism and injustice in specifically the United States. I think it's a really important read no matter who you are, and just it talks about a lot of things that are just really important for everyone in our society to know. As I've said in a previous reading vlog, I really want to read more diversely and expand my the types of books that I typically read. So I'm obviously picking up books nonfiction books on racism, and I also want to be reading fiction books by diverse authors, and specifically hoping in the future to pick up books by Black authors. So be on the lookout for that. But it's really important for me to expand on the types of books that I'm reading and just making sure that I'm going outside of my comfort zone and also learning a lot along the way, because I think it's my responsibility to educate myself on things that are happening in this country. And anyway, that's basically what I have been reading, and I will make sure to keep you updated along my reading journey. Also, so right before I started recording this clip, I dropped my camera, which just shows how much of a pro I am at vlogging, and I want to show you what happened. Okay, well. Hello, it is currently Tuesday at around 4:30, and I just wanted to give you guys a brief update on my reading, which I actually have been getting a lot of reading done since the last time I checked in with you yesterday. So I got to page 561, which I think it's I can't do mental math, but I'm much farther ahead than I was yesterday. I'm still really liking it. of course, I've been reading it so quickly. There's rarely any books like this book does not intimidate me at all, which is kind of crazy considering how big it is. But like reading like 150 pages a day, like is just not a big deal. In other books, that's like a huge deal for me. But I've been really liking it. As I said, like after that big thing happened, there was like this investigation, which the investigation took like 200 pages, and I almost felt like it was like you were spinning in circles because you weren't learning anything really new that added to the story. But then finally yesterday I like broke into the next part of the story where like all this stuff is going down and it's like really, really intense. But I really like it. It's kind of just like a guilty pleasure read. I just like read it so quickly. I just lay in bed. You get to know the main character, Elizabeth Salander, a lot better and about her past in this book than you do in the first book, where she's more like a mystery. But I'm just really excited to see. Now I'm like really pumped to read the third book. I can't wait. And all I want to do is just like sit down and read this book, but I have to do other stuff, unfortunately. But I will continue to read it today, and I will update you as I go along. As for my audiobook, I just passed like the halfway mark on So You Want to Talk About Race, which I've already talked about like what the book is about, but I just wanted to like give you like a little bit more context. And this book is actually, not only are you learning a lot from it, but it also kind of reads like a memoir, because the author goes into a lot of like her experience as a child and also some of the things that she's experienced as an adult. So it kind of goes back and forth between where she's telling you about things that are happening and racial injustice and all that, but then also adding in her own personal story. So I kind of like the balance of the two, and also listening to it. I always love when, well, the author's technically not the one narrating it, but the fact that it's like you feel as though she's telling you her story. So I really like that, and I'm just going to continue. Oh, what I was gonna say is I'm originally from the Seattle area, and the author, I don't know if she grew up there, but she lived there as an adult, and she talks about her experience being a Black woman in Seattle. And I just thought that was really interesting because she was like saying all these things, and I already had like some sort of context around what she was talking about. So it kind of like made me more invested and interested in her story, because I kind of already had like a general view of what she was trying to say. So that was really cool. But anyway, I'll just keep you updated. I know these are like really quick and short updates, but I'm really hoping, I don't know if I'll be able to finish this book by tomorrow. If I'm dedicated, maybe. That's like my goal, but I'm not gonna push myself. But I will just keep you updated, and I will let you know. Hello and welcome to Wednesday. I just finished The Girl Who Played with Fire, which is insane because I literally read this entire book, which is over 700 pages, in 6 days, and I don't think I have ever done that before. But if that just proves how much of a page turner this is, then you have to pick up this book series. It's so good. I really liked the ending of this book. This book definitely leaves off with a cliffhanger, unlike the first book, as I mentioned, wraps up pretty cleanly. I'd say that my biggest con with this book is that I felt like there was switching back too much between all the different point of views. My favorite point of views are the two main characters, which is Blomquist and Salander, and a lot of like the police officers and investigators and like all these people had their own point of views, and I was just getting a little bit confused by it. So that was my major con in the book, even though a fox also got his own point of view, which I thought was so freaking random. But that just shows you that everyone really got a say in this story. But I really like this book. I cannot wait to pick up the third one, even though that's not true. I can wait because I want to take a little bit of a break in the story and read some other books, and then like look forward to reading the third book in the series. But what a read. I have never read so much in my entire life. It was insane, but insanely good. As for my audiobook, I'm still enjoying it. I'm not quite 60% of the way through, but what I wanted to share with you about that is I just really encourage you all to pick up an anti-racist literature or book, just to educate yourself on everything that's happening right now in our country. And I recommend So You Want to Talk About Race. I think it's a really great book. I've been really enjoying it, and I've been learning a lot from it. I'm gonna leave a link down below and just have a list of books that are anti-racist literature that you can pick up at your library or your local bookstore, and just encourage you to take action and educate yourself. I think it's really important to understand and learn everything that's happening in our country. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching until the end of this vlog. I really appreciate it, like always. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one.